Hey everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to our holiday special. First one of 3. Next 3 days we're going to be live at 12:30.
Next 2 days.
Next 2 days. Yeah, because today is already kind of in progress. Buzzed it. So anyway, it's a great time. It seems like it's a great time for some tea. You were just saying just before we got started, this is a perfect time for a tea.
Absolutely.
So hopefully that works for you guys too. And,
have you had the lunch yet?
Yeah, we're...
We
You can tell who's hungry. She had a little snack, a substantial snack, because we are having a super fun tea today. So let us know what you're brewing. We're spoiling ourselves for the next 3 days. So we'll show you there. You want to show them on the, actually, let me show you my little tea roll here.
Oh,
so we're brewing the Zhanglang Dan Zhu Sheng Pu'er. I didn't say it in the right order, but there you have it. It doesn't really matter. Comes in a gorgeous little 50-gram bing, and now I'm going to butcher the poor little guy right now. So I already did that, obviously. But look at the leaf. It's just so lustrous. It was nice to open this up, and it reminded me a lot of our trip in 2018.
Yes.
Yeah, really, you guys did a great job. Anyway, so we did a great job. I don't know why I said that. That was weird. But anyway, you can see by the leaf that it came apart really nice. Pretty intact leaf, so I'm pretty happy. That's the one we actually have right over here that Jem was just about to show you. You can check it out on our website as well. It's one of our supreme teas, and therefore you want to definitely drill down to the description. You can see it's thorough. It's thorough because it really needs explanation. Danju means it's from that one tree that you may have seen in the pre-roll. We actually show the tree that this tea is from, that just one tree.
We actually have a travelogue video where you talk about the understanding, talking about tree and age, and how tea tree look small when it's so old.
So on that note, I had to kind
we
of...
never coordinate.
We'll talk about that a little bit, but today we will have tea trivia, guys, and that is going to be kind of related, very related to one of the questions. So I don't want any spoilers.
Oh, okay.
So, but yeah, I do have to say, and we will talk about the pu'er trees a little bit, because I think they're fascinating. So anyway, that's enough of that. Come on back to us on the big screen here. So, hey Cindy, so let's say hi to folks. D's Versified, welcome back. Brandon, Igor, JS.
Hello.
It's great to see you all. Yes, we will have tea trivia, and I've been working on, of course, like we said, we're doing 3 specials total. This is one, and we got 2 more days to go. On the 30th, it's going to be a trivia special. Like the focus of the whole thing is going to be tea trivia. So I'm already building. When I did the trivia for today, I started compiling questions for the big trivia day, and even some new ideas on how to ask questions. I wonder what that would be like. Oh yeah, I'm teasing you.
But before that, I just want to show this is what, how am I, I mean, this is how I'm going to brew today. And a teapot, in my Sheng Pu'er teapot, is pretty big teapot. And those are cups. I know some of you guys really like different cups. See if they, focus,
well, that's one thing. The angle's a bit tricky for the lighting.
Does that focus?
Yeah. Not yet.
Oh. Almost slipped. Try this, maybe one at a time.
There it goes. That one just sharped in. Yeah, down. Yeah, there we go.
Down.
That's really nice. That's pretty sharp. Yeah.
So slightly off. And this is my one. I really like.
There we go. Oh, that's sharp. That's sharp. That's gorgeous.
I really like this cup because it's open. As for pu'er, it's great. It has a great volume. Pu'er tea. It's great to have that as a bigger cup. At the same time, this kind of opening really makes it easier to cool down.
Right, because it's a larger volume, it would be slower. But yeah, yeah. I gotta say, I'm pretty spilly, so I'm not a big fan of these cups because they're really easy to spill. Because I'm not like I'm shaky. I'll be talking and my cup will just slowly it's tea everywhere. So I need a bit of a deeper cup.
Yes.
Which is why I have this one.
Right. Oh, and this tea is from 2018. The one on our website is from 2019. So this is kind of like our retakes, or like a little bit of see how this developed.
Yeah, that's
2 years.
That's right. This one's been aging for a couple years, so pretty I'm anticipating not much, maybe a little change, but it's not a long time in terms of pu'er aging, right? But it's fun to dip in and see how it's going, right? 5 years, 10 years, maybe we'll do one at 7 years, I don't know. Yeah, so I've got about 6.3 grams. I think that'll be good for this teapot. I knew it was going to be a big teapot, so I hope I got enough. I think I did. Looks pretty good. We can show them on the live leaf. I know we showed them a nice long clip, but there's the leaf.
Oh, it focused.
Yeah, it's snapped in there. Really pretty. It's really pretty, really lustrous. Hard to see the silkiness on the camera, but as soon as I opened the Bing, I could see how silky the leaf looked. It really... Right on.
Nice. Cindy is drinking some Bulang mountain Asian tree. Oh, nice, because Zhanglang is also on the Bulang mountains.
Yeah. So, yeah, most similar stash she had in her most similar one she had in her stash. That's pretty close. That's really drilling it right in. Good one. And Brandon's still working on a jasmine black that he started this morning. I love when they just last like that. Isn't that nice? And you can just kind of sip on them. And JS is nursing his Genmeisha as well. Slow morning. It sounds like you're all having a chill morning, and that's awesome because that's what this
I guess this holiday is more about relaxing than partying.
Yes, yeah, much more, I guess, right? Much more. And these versifieds got a dong ding about to go into the pot. Oh, that's great timing.
That's cool.
Great timing. So guys, I think while we get ready to brew this tea, I think it is time for, hang on, I'm looking for the button. Here we go. Tea. Trivia. Time. We're out of practice, huh? We didn't have one yesterday to practice. So guys, it's tea trivia time. So just as a little...
I always think that this is slow about how the tea... I feel like I'm ready to say, but it doesn't come out yet. So I have to wait. Then I lose that breath. Then it become like in a mid-breath and I just... yeah. But he insists not.
Oh yeah, Igor's like, yeah, tea trivia time. That's right, guys, it's tea trivia time. So as I always say, right, this is just goofy, having fun. Take a guess. Some of my answers are ridiculous. Some of my questions are ridiculous. That's what it's all about. Some of them hopefully are a little bit fun and educational, but the point is mostly just to have fun. So let me remember how to do this since it's been a while. Right, here we go. So we'll dive right in with question 1, which is, the native ethnic group of Zhanglang is it A, Hani, B, Dai, C, Bulang, or D, Greek? See what I mean about goofy? I always like to throw in a fun one. JS says, woohoo! So the native ethnic group of Zhanglang is Hani, Dai, Bulang, or Greek. So now we'll just talk about the tea while the guys think about that. Try not to Google. I don't mind if you Google though. Good luck with some of these Googling though. So Cindy guessed Dai.
Ooh.
Good guess, good guess. I threw in a few.
She is quick.
She is quick. And I don't think it's just her fast internet. Igor's going with B as well.
Did you smell the water?
I didn't know you did a water rinse, but once I smelled it, I identified it immediately as water.
As water.
Yeah, my tasting skills are getting up there. Oh, speaking of water, while you guys think about this and try and come up with the answer, I'm going to talk a bit. We just went on a little getaway. We were just so tired of being locked up in the house. Obviously, we didn't go anywhere all year. We didn't do any... Okay, we went to Toronto Tea Festival in January, late January.
That's before anything.
Before anything started. That was our travel for the year, to Toronto for a tea festival, which was awesome. We saw plenty of you guys there who are here today with us. Super great. We love that festival. We're going to miss it this year a lot. Anyway, we went on a getaway. We went to a hotel. We just locked ourselves in a hotel room.
It's a quarantine in a different spot.
Yeah, we went on quarantine in a different spot in Niagara Falls, and it was beautiful, but the water was awful. Really, and it wasn't awful. Like, you didn't sip it and go, oh, it tastes like chlorine. No, I should be fair to Niagara. They have very decent drinking water, but it was hard. It was minerally, and to the point where it was really interfering with our tea. We went down. We had to go out and buy some. We could only get mineral water, but it was at least more balanced, less intense mineral. At least it didn't interfere with the tea as much.
Yeah. Sorry. Did you talk about how long we have to steep the tea? I wasn't paying much attention.
No, I didn't.
Oh,
You can talk
yes.
about that while I collect the answers in my head here. JS goes with B. Brandon says, I actually don't know, but I'm going to go with B.
I don't think you were collecting in your head.
You're right. I'm on my outside voice. Whoops. Tea Fest feels so long ago. Yeah, doesn't it? And I'm so sad that the Tea Fest won't happen this year. Yeah, I guess we all are, right? So, c'est la vie. Anyway, back to the, I'm all teared up now. Anyway, back to the answer. So the native ethnic group of Zhanglang is actually the Bulong people. C is the answer. So our buddy Yan Wen-sing, who if you check out the link, the video Jim was talking about where we go to the mountain, I actually had a quick watch of it. Well, I was kind of looking for some trivia questions. So I had a quick scan of the video and I don't, is this vain? It's pretty good. I really recommend you watch it. Like, I don't mean it in that way.
If this is vain, you won't recommend it?
No, what I mean is, no, I would still, what I mean is we do there's a little voiceover. I forgot, it's not just us vlogging through the jungle, but there are some really cool jungle noises which really took me there. Took me back, like as we were getting ready to drink this tea, when I smelled it, it reminded me of the video again.
Right?
Which reminded me of real life.
That jungle
it's jungle,
smell.
big time jungle. And just there's cool little, you know, it's a good video. There's like our standard videos, it's packed with good information. I think it's a fun video. And anyway, I forgot how good it was. So when I watched, I was like, geez, this is pretty good.
Yeah.
Anyway, the Bulong people, so were the folks who lived there, and they even took us into a little museum they had in their village. Very humble, but beautiful, with strangely Western, right?
He's so stuck with that.
No, they had all their cultural outfits on display in this museum. But didn't you think that was a bit weird? They were all...
I didn't notice. Maybe I'm used to those kind of bizarre combinations.
They had mannequins to hold
mannequins,
them. But they were all Western. They were like blonde hair and blue eyes. And it just...
But once he pointed that out, I realized, yeah.
You use what you have, right? So it was wonderful that they took the time to set up a whole building and present that, and we could go in.
And the whole building was made with bamboo, right? It's not concrete or anything.
Oh, yeah.
The only thing that doesn't belong there were those mannequins. But
yeah.
Here, I grew up having those calendars that has Westerners on it. I guess you guys probably don't have calendars with the Asian people on it.
I don't want to talk about that, just in case we do.
But anyways, we have those because it's super, you know, like the Western look is what we think is pretty. So they're always on our, and it's exotic. So it's on our calendars. Yeah,
so folks are pretty surprised. So Joseph, hey Joseph, hello, you didn't know there was a live today. That's okay, you jumped on and here we are. And we've got one tomorrow and the next day at 12:30 as well. And somebody with a pretty Greek name, I can't pronounce their name because it's entirely written in math. That's a Greek joke.
Oh.
Written in math, you know, like alpha, omega, right? Anyway, hello there. I'm going to take a guess at their name and call them...
Take a guess at... Okay.
Hunkna? I don't know. I can't say it. I can't even guess. He says D for certain. I think he's biased. And then Cindy says, wow, Bulong is a tea I'm drinking, but I had no idea it was the name of an ethnic group. And Igor says it's the name of a mountain too, right? And those are both correct.
It's correct, but just to be clear, it's not a mountain, it's like a mountain range. Bulong is a big mountain range.
A mountain area, yeah. It's really confusing. And we talked about this in Sunday Tea Book on several occasions because we're talking about such and such shan. And, you know, you could hear something like... well, even myself, I don't know right off the top of my head, but if you hear Wudong Shan, the tea we had yesterday, right? Wudong is a mountain, right?
Yes.
But there's no hint in the word shan. It's the word shan is used also for the Himalaya shan, right? That's not what you guys call it, but right? What's another one that's a good range, like
Shan? I think that comes in the basic language difference is we don't change forms because it's plural or singular. So
whereas we do,
which
right?
If you listen, like you watch our video, you probably notice I often miss word, like the S for me was really hard to
it's tricky,
be like
it's,
bang on in terms of grammar,
Yeah.
because we don't have any differences. So when translate, it's if just translate as Chinese, it's Bulang mountain. Then people as English would be a mountain or mountains.
Yeah.
Right. Then,
Well, the real translation should be Bulang Mountains. Even and tea vendors and tea sellers are pretty bad with this too, because I don't think they don't get it right. They sell a tea and say this tea is from Bulang Mountain, and now the person believes that is Bulang Mountain. It looked like this. It has tea on it, and that's where it comes from. It comes from the Bulang Mountains is what they should be saying, and what they should be writing in their blah blah blah.
I often use the
And
Himalayas and Mount Everest.
Yeah, that's a great example. Yeah. And you're good with that too with our pu'er in the terms that it comes from the Munghai region, which is not necessarily the same as the mountain discussion, but there's this desire to be overly specific about where tea comes from when it's A, not necessary, and B, often misleading, I think. Anyway, enough about that. We're in tea trivia, guys. I got to get back to the questions, right?
Yeah.
Question 2. 6-meter diameter is a common...
Has a Brandon like
Yeah, that's a pretty good one, right? 6-meter diameter is a common ancient tea tree size. So a 6-meter, okay, so if there's any folks from the US who don't speak metric, that's going to be around 18, 20 feet diameter is a common ancient tea tree size. Is that A, true, or is it B, false? Let's have some more tea. This is really good. I didn't comment because we were in the middle of a little chit chat.
I don't know
but the
what
first
to comment.
sip, this reminds me.
At a certain point, I kind of feel like...
Well, they don't know what's going on at all. So first,
Yes.
this tea is not in a hole right now. So sometimes that can happen when teas age, right? They go down and then they come back up. This is not the case here. This reminds me exactly of sitting in Yan Wenxing's foyer, like the sort of his front room. So when you come into their house, which I think, I'm not sure how much we showed, but when you come in, you go up the stairs and boom, you're in their front room. Very open concept, very mild temperatures most of the year. And gorgeous giant tea table made of a big polished tree. Remember his tea table? And he had those gourds hanging. So it takes me right back to that room.
We have an article in 18 CHAREN talking about this. But while you were talking, I was thinking about, because you've been
The linger,
there.
the after sweet is intense on this.
Yes, and stuff, and you have image to complement and assist in your tea tasting.
Oh yeah.
Which is
That's
great.
it's a big deal.
It's a valuable thing. But
that's why you guys got to
hand,
watch the video, okay?
On the other hand, tasting this tea, talk about, is there a specific tasting profile? Not profile, sorry, element, or some, is that the date smell, or is that the honey smell that make that special or stuff? No, it's not. At least to me, it's not. It's the whole thing. First, it has what pu'er should have, that jungle thing. The jungle profile, the character of a jungle, which is unique to pu'er. And a lot of times, you can lose that. You know, pu'er is almost like a horse. You can have domesticated, flavored, nice ones, and you can have those who have the wild ones. Wild ones is valuable. Second is the texture. Silky. By silky, I literally mean
The liquor texture.
Yes, how smooth. It's different. Smooth is feeling smooth, and maybe try have a small amount of tea liquor in the mouth and do swooshing kind of a thing, almost like a mouthwash, but with a mini amount to feel how the liquor passes through your tongue and the teeth.
Just how it really moves in your mouth.
I feel like emphasize and shows the velocity, the thickness of the liquor. That if you are not familiar with this kind of talking about texture and the velocity, like
viscosity.
Viscosity, sorry, like that might be a way to feel that resistance. You realize it doesn't just swoosh easily like like water.
Yeah, and noticing those differences. That's a really good point, and it will also help you. And not to say that like traditional Western flavor-based tasting notes are bad or well, it's not bad or good, but I will say they are, in the context of tasting great Chinese tea, they do fall short. They are insufficient. So you kind of need to get that kind of idea of, have those notes, have those tasting things like the date, the pear, the blueberry, the whatever. Those are useful, but you need to get past those into the texture, into the yun, the throat feel, the mouth feel. And that's a great way to help with that. But yes, it's a really nice tea. I remember after sitting there sipping for so long and then walking up the hill, remember the crazy dog on the way? There was an absolutely mad dog on the way up and he would go nuts. But after he went nuts, I guess the tea I noticed, because I was a little bit afraid for my life for a moment. But once I wasn't afraid for my life, I noticed I was still having after sweet. Like it was about 30 minutes later, we were on our way up the mountain. All right, so the guesses here are B, 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 B. Oh, JS, looks like JS had to run for a bit. But he's going to check the tea trivia later and send me a message about Discord. Cool. All right, JS, thanks. And if I missed you, sorry, but I'm glad you dropped in.
Oh, the flower comes up.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. And you guys all got this right. B, it is false. Tea trees, and that's where she was headed. That the tree, I was shocked. That's okay. You didn't know. I think they were going to get this one. They were going to nail this one anyway. So I was shocked how old these trees were, hundreds, even several hundred years old. And we're talking about maybe a foot or 8 inches, like a 30, 40, 50 centimeter diameter trunk, like 2 orders of magnitude smaller than my guess. No, 1 order of magnitude, sorry. Smaller, but in the West, or certainly if you're from BC or Cindy or out in California, you've seen some really big ass trees, right? Which are sort of 6 meter, right. Just gigantic. A whole family cannot wrap their arms around the circumference. And those are in the order of, hundreds of years old as well. But tea is a slow grower. So we'll talk more about that later. Next, we got to move on to question 3. Sheng Pu'er fits best into which of these categories? Okay. Sheng Pu'er fits best into which of these categories? Is it A, oolong, B, black, C, green, or D, white? Where's dark? Right? The photo you showed helped me with the answer. See,
it wasn't just me.
That's to also make sure people are paying attention.
You have a little quiz.
Cindy, full marks. Oh, wow. This is, it even says, okay, just tasting note here. It even says in the description of this tea on the website, give it time to open up. Do you feel that on this infusion? Yes. Right? I was had a quick read of those notes because I want to kind of also double back and see how it's changed and whatnot. So folks are all guessing, it looks like C, C, D. Joseph Burton goes with C with some question marks. Troy Turner, hey, welcome to the stream, Troy. Good to have you. We're in the middle of tea trivia. I'm not sure if you caught the first 2 questions, but welcome to question 3. And let's spill the beans on this one. So I hope I don't cause too much controversy, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but the answer is C, green. Sheng Pu'er is a very basic tea, right? A little bit of kilgreen and like in the context of real green tea, a pretty mediocre kilgreen, and then away you go. Press it and drink it. That's what we love about Sheng Pu'er, is that mediocre kilgreen lets it still have some of those enzymes necessary to change as they age, or well, I don't want to spill too much. So let's go on to question 4.
Too much? There's more?
Yeah, there's more. It's a 5-question tea trivia day. Okay, guys. So here's question 4. This is a good one. This is the nicest way to estimate a tea tree's age. A, it's so rude to even ask. B, chop it down. C, just ask it. And D, measure the diameter. And Brandon guessed C based on flavor. And yeah, good way to guess.
That's a very good one.
And so, and Diversified says, I haven't had a chance to try Sheng Pu'er. Oh, goodness me. Like any tea, Sheng Pu'er has a pretty big range of flavor profiles. They all do, don't they? But similarly. So Cindy says, Cindy says D. I'm surprised by that. Measure the diameter. Okay. I would have just gone with C. Hey, how old are you? But I'm those people who talk. I don't know if you've watched some of our vlog, but I actually, in one of them, I talked to the geese too. That's the one where we're in Pinghe. There was this family of geese, or these little goslings actually.
I didn't even notice he was doing that until I was cutting the video. He was like, hey, are you the mama?
And there's all these other adults just lingering around, loitering kind of awkwardly. Anyway, I thought they were all cute. So Igor loves C, but he's going to go with D. And Brandon's on the right track there with C. So is Diversified. If you're polite, I'd say just ask it, but you should get to know it first. Yes, agree about that, Joseph. Agree. So anybody who guessed C or D is right. B is the only really wrong answer. But it is a way. It's just not the best way or the nicest way.
It's the most accurate way.
It is very accurate and very destructive. All right, guys, moving on to our final question of today's tea trivia. The question is, historically, Pu'er tea is pressed to A, improve aging, B, easy transport, C, make cool shapes, or D, for sporting use. There is a cool sport
For sporting use?
Yeah, in Yunnan, there's a really cool sport called hake. It's really similar to hockey, and they use Pu'er Bing to play that. But not on ice. It's too warm there for ice, so they just smooth out a field. You get it? Hake. She's like, what's happening right now? So is it A, to improve aging, B, for easy transport, C, to make cool shapes? Okay, everybody got it. Okay, that was an easy one. It is B. Okay, guys, good one. That was just a fun one. I was just thinking of hockey, and Bing is shaped a little bit like a hockey puck.
I'm used to that. All times I would really
Pu'er
take
frisbee. Oh, that's a good one too.
Pu'er
frisbee could be good.
When he's
and also
serious,
claw could be
I
used for
always got
baseball.
tricked by you.
Right?
So that's why I was like, oh, I never know that. Then I realized something's weird.
Right? Such a serious sounding story. Anyway, so that was tea trivia, guys. Great. Great participation, great guesses. Thank you guys for being good sports and bearing with me. On the 30th, we are going to have a great time with a ton of trivia questions. Some new formats for the questions are going to be coming up, and we're even going to have a prize for the, I'm going to say winner, because we don't know yet, right? We may know.
We don't know. We might do.
We're not disclosing how we're choosing that right now. Yeah, we don't know how. But there is going to be something. Cindy loves the trivia. Don't hurt Pu'er. Haha. Oh, Pu'er is tough. Don't worry. No, actually, that's not true. If you played frisbee with it, it would probably smash into Pu'er powder.
Well, you know, there was those kind of a decoration Pu'er that is super, super hard pressed and into different shapes. You can hand them up. And
yeah, the cool shapes wasn't fully fictitious, right? But that's after the fact. More marketing. They make now bricks and cool Chinese characters pressed into the tea, and
you can hand that as a painting. It's just stuff in your house, but it's a huge Pu'er thing.
They're probably not super great, huh? It'd be interesting if you had that hanging there.
How are you gonna chip it off? That thing is
saw.
Like concrete.
Like after 100 years or something.
I know. Who would be there to saw it? It would be dusty, no?
Well, the inside wouldn't be dusty. You could saw your way to it. Those are pretty thick sometimes,
It's a really thick one.
Yeah. So there you go. Anyway, probably they don't use really high-end Pu'er for that. All right.
Those are tea decorations.
This is so good after the sip, too. The bad part about live is we have to talk.
Yeah, I found good teas make me quiet. I don't even know how to...
Two reasons. First, they hit you hard. They're just like, oh, so good, you just want to mellow out. Second, if you watch our tasting video, how to taste, you should close your mouth after your sip and just breathe over so you can be perceiving the huigan or the aftertaste, whatever's going on.
What do you think of the aging?
Honestly, it's really subtle. Yeah, if I had to,
it's only 2 years.
This tea is tricky because it wasn't harsh on day one when we first sip it. It's not one of those Sheng Pu'er that's gonna rip your face off. It's got plenty of vibrancy. Like it's really lively and it's really lively. It's moving. It's got it's animated in your mouth, but it's not harsh.
That's a good word. That's
right?
What
No, that's why I'm struggling, because it's a tricky one to find. It's not bite. I wouldn't use the word bite at all. Agile, animated, lively. It's
nothing stale.
It's got that uplifting quality, but not.
They also have the green, the sour green tea, the pu'er tea bite, but not. It's not like something unpleasant, but you know, it's a Sheng Pu'er. It's a young Sheng Pu'er. It has a little bit of that, which is what we look for when we look for Sheng Pu'er to age. We don't want it to all smooth out.
Yeah, that's right.
And that just lose the.
Yeah, that's why I was trying to really carefully pick the word, because it's not. It's got great.
It's a great tea to drink now or wait. I would wait because of just that thickness. Imagine the 10 years, the 15 years. That's just.
Not to mention the age of that tree, right? You saw the size of the trunk was really big. What was the estimate? Like.
It's 700-800 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
So really old tree. Brandon says he wishes he could join for the next 2 days, but he's back to work.
Ooh.
Back to work. Yeah. So we've got other things to talk about, but I don't remember what they are right now. Despite the fact that I'm brewing a different Shen, this tea is tasting better than the last time I brewed it. I think because I'm trying to brew along with you and watch what you do and how long.
Oh.
That's pretty cool.
Oh, cool. That's interesting, because when you say that, I'm cutting a lot of how to brew video. We have some how to brew video coming up.
We showed you a really nice one, guys.
You know, in almost every video, I say just adjust and stuff. And sometimes I notice when old times. Once upon a time, we used to do tea seminars face to face with people.
With you guys.
Yes, but sometimes I notice when I do seminars and a lot of people would watch me brew very carefully. I feel like they're learning how to brew when I'm brewing.
They were for sure studying.
So I have to tell them,
disclaimer.
In seminar, yes, don't look at how I brew. How I brew in seminars are messed up. It's not how you want to brew that at home, because in seminars we're trying to share some knowledges and taste and stuff. So sometimes I will have super long raise or super long steep, or even dump some steep and stuff. And I was initially I didn't notice. I was just doing my thing, and suddenly I realized that the whole room wasn't going on anything. Everybody is watching.
They're just
me
locked
brewing.
in.
So I was like, I'd better.
Yeah, you and your mom are really amazing in seminar. There's so much going on, right? And remember, we did an oolong one once, and your mom was doing 3 oolong at once and just dialing them all in. Just incredible. All I did for that seminar was get hot water for her mom. That was my job. I was literally, if you've ever seen Adam Sandler's Waterboy, that was me for that whole seminar. Except maybe, no, I don't think I could say I'm more handsome than Adam Sandler in The Waterboy. At least equal. At least equal, though.
Equal, okay.
It's a really funny movie. It's really, that was kind of a, so she would love to how to brew. I would love how to, yeah, we've got, so when she said she's got one coming up, I said, oh, it's a really nice one. Kind of realized in the context, you might think that's such a silly thing for me to say, like it's our video, but she did the optics and stuff, the visuals are beautiful, which is her department. So, and I've had a couple sneak peeks at it. So that's why I'm kind of bragging about our own video, because she did all the work, and it's just absolutely.
No, you're going to do the
I'm doing the sound, right?
We're the sound man here.
Yeah, so I'm going to do sound, so stay tuned for that. I don't know how that's going to come out yet, but
yes, Is there any other any teas or stuff you guys have any suggestions for our video content, what you want to see next or stuff, you can always comment up
comment or like give it in the chat here. Like you guys are the tribe, so you got the you got our ear.
I picked up a lot of great ideas from you guys, like the tea storage was, I remember the Simmergy's question, and I was like, oh, why we never do that? And also the comparative tasting.
Yep.
So what we did is
that was right from Cindy. I think she kind of.
I think it was
she was talking about the kit. Oh, Elena, we got an email, but also Cindy had been talking about the tasting kit, and we were like, yeah, we have those. That's right.
So those are really good ideas that sometimes I overlook, and hope what you're much better looking than Adam Sandler. I know him, though I didn't watch that movie or stuff, but I know he's handsome.
But can you sing the Hanukkah song? And the answer is not by heart, but yes, I can. That should be our next tea video background, our next tea song. After I finish, if ever I finish, Good Times, Mario.
I always have been encouraging him for the tea music kind of thing. I really love that.
I love it too. It's just really hard to find the time. And I pick a challenging mashup. Really Igor, I know it's been a long time since you sent your suggestion, but I really liked it, and I think so Igor sent a little frame up of here's a good way to put those together, and it's really good, and I think that's the way. It's just finding the time to do it. We'll have to...
And practice, right? You're a little bit rusty.
Oh yeah, that guitar part is hard. Like, of course, it's Nile Rodgers, right? Like, that's not just like, 5 minutes, I got it, right? He is in the pocket. So anyway, about Cindy's previous point, though, that she was brewing and the tea tastes a little different, that reminded me of the other day when we were tasting. It was actually foods we were tasting, right? But it was fruits and stuff before and after other things, and sometimes it tastes tart, and sometimes the same thing tastes sweet.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to mention that's another really important thing to think about when you're tasting is if you're sitting down with a really great tea, you might want to have a clean or a fresh palate.
Not having a pizza before an
for
exquisite tea.
Especially a salty store-bought pizza, right? So that would be an inside joke there. Maybe someday we'll tell you about that. That might be in the trivia. What was the banned food substance that Phil had right before he had... suddenly I can... Songping. Isn't there another word? I feel like I'm missing one of the words.
百年送聘.
百年送聘. There we go. Anyway, I got out of that doghouse. Yeah. A little bit like feet.
And do you know old times the pu'er is pressed with feet? Just like those grapes.
Wow, cool. I didn't know that. But you need something heavy, right?
Same with the 铁观音, also feet.
Pressed or rolled?
Rolled with feet.
Oh, it makes sense. That is a hard
Anything
job
you
with
have
arms.
to do a lot of work. Old times people all use feet.
Right, they were smart. They were smart before machines.
Right?
Yeah, so taste can be affected by the day also, just like from one day to the next, maybe you're more alert, more sensitive or less sensitive, like your mood, there's so many factors. It's always good to come back to, for me, I use a lot of musical metaphors because I like music, but it's similar to when you get a new album or you hear a piece of music for the first time or something. I almost never make a judgment after one listen, because I don't know what my mood is, or maybe there's something in it that I don't get yet. So I give it a couple or three. Did you have a CHAREN burp?
I had a really loud burp.
Did you guys hear that?
I covered it, but it might make that even
even
stronger
through
my chest.
Give us a thumbs up, or if you can find a burp emoji, throw it up. Throw it up if you heard Jen's big CHAREN burp there.
It's okay, right? It's a little difference. Like he noticed that when we're in tea regions, like people burp and during tea is a normal. Like it's almost like a compliment to the tea or something. That is for us. If you What?
They're not big echoing burps though.
Right,
like
right.
I was like, can I just let it rip and just echo? And they're like, no, but you can, you know, it's normal.
Yeah, it's fine.
Oh, Igor heard
Oh
it.
yeah?
Yeah, you got the burp,
Okay.
the burp hands, the jazz hands of burp.
And I also, you know, we also slurp the tea to almost like a pro way to drink. So it's kind of a rude for a lot of people that,
Yeah,
you know,
if you're new to tea, I've seen that before when you get together with a bunch of tea people and there's a few people who are just like guests, right, or visitors, and then everybody around the table is like
super loud.
and the people are like a little bit like, oh, I guess I better slurp, right? They just figure out, so they slurp too.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that around a table once when somebody brought a friend or just, you know, not a tea.
Right.
Not that we're an exclusive club, like they were welcome to become tea people, but not tea people at that time. Maybe they turned into tea people, very likely, very likely.
Do you guys make any, is that too lame to talk about New Year's
resolutions?
Resolutions, like a tea resolution? Because this morning when I was on the social media, I saw some people are having like, no, how do you say that? Like a drink my stash kind of thing, like work through their.
Try to get rid of the stash.
Yeah, like
cool.
that kind of thing. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And plus, when we're trying to,
we won't succeed.
We won't. But I think it's not only a New Year resolution. I have been focusing. I even put a whole box of different tea samples. It's full of various teas.
Right by the tea table. I love that. By the way, I didn't comment because it appeared like maybe a month ago. Suddenly, because it used to be just over there. I could see it from here. And I would run in every now and then and I would get something from it. Now it's right beside the tea table. I just like a little chest of joy. I go over before brewing, I open it up and I hold up various things and she go, put it back, put another one. And then I go over and I brew it. I have to, because I don't know, right? I can't read the packaging, and then the labeling. Sometimes her mom labels them. So I think anyway. I don't want to say that her writing is messy, but I'm not sure if everybody could understand it.
No,
even in
sometimes
Chinese.
I even write and I end up don't know what I wrote.
Good, I'm not the only one.
Yes, because on the packaging where stuff is bumpy or stuff, so the written is always like at the moment I recognize that, and later on I don't. And sometimes I use really lame way to wrap it, like a tissue. So like
I found one. I did just now. Just now we were going through. I found one in a tissue. She's like, "Ooh, that's a really expensive one." I'm like, "Of course it is. It's in a tissue. All the most expensive tea are wrapped in a tissue."
Here is what happens sometimes when you go to tea regions.
If you don't know what I'm talking about, literally, like it was just a really expensive chunk of tea, just like a little pu'er, wrap up in a little tissue.
Yes, because sometimes we go to tea region. Oftentimes I realize I forgot to grab Ziploc, like a small Ziploc. I don't want a big one because I don't need a lot of tea. I have more than enough to.
And they're sort of like.
I want a little one.
Like what you'd get at a gaming store. You don't want those a bunch of like brand name Ziploc kitchen bags.
But I often forget that.
Yeah.
So what's the ready one that's white and can be right on and stuff? But I often forget to write tissue. So we have a lot of those. So
Brandon said, New Year's resolution, try and organize my tea. So that made me think of something, Brandon. That's why I was pointing earlier. Hey, Troy, we'll see you later. Thanks for dropping in. Cool of you to drop by. Organize your tea, right? So I was a part of the beta test group, and so was Cindy, and maybe some others of you were as well. I don't know if I said that right, but you know what I mean. We were part of the beta testing group for a new tea app that's out called TeaPal. Don't think it's I think it's just TeaPal. And Brandon, I would, if you're looking for like an app to help with the organization, strong recommend. In fact, if you want, we could do this together and I will organize the tea box in TeaPal. And you know, we could do that together. Check it. And I want to do a video about it. I've been telling Vincent forever that I'm going to do a video about that. And I'm still going to do it no matter what. Just end of the year stuff, right? Piles up. But that's a pretty good app you can use it just to organize. If you want to use it to organize and brew, it's pretty helpful. Like you can
What's the difference between using that and Excel? I know. I feel
Nothing.
like many people use
Excel would work too, and I think this presents better on a mobile, which is a little bit more friendly at the tea table. Excel you can also have on a mobile. I find just using spreadsheets on my mobile a little bit clunky, but you could also, for strictly organizing, use a spreadsheet. This will go deeper if you want to get into taking a couple notes about each infusion, or just maybe some general notes about the tea at the tea level. You can go as deep or as shallow as you want with that app. So if that's something you think is cool, take a look into it, and maybe we can have a little organize our tea stash challenge and see who, I don't know, just to kind of help get you through the drudgery.
I have bad news for you. Some teas, I don't know what it is.
That's okay. I can put unknown 1 or probably unknown 001. So there's enough space for all of them. Probably more than 10.
So annoying. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. I found a lot of...
unknown teas are fun. You taste that and you got to detective work it. It's
you want to do that as a video? Would that be interesting? And I have lots of super rare expensive teas. I was like, we can do that as a tasting videos.
Well, that would be really fun.
But I'm not going to tell you what it is.
Oh, good. I love those.
You love those?
I don't love those guys. I don't love them at all. It made me super nervous. We're recording a video and I don't know. And what was the ones we did? You gave me the Banyan Shui-Xian, right? But that one hit me hard in Wu Yi when we had it. That one I just had like up and down my spine, tingles. And that in the video, it still was really good, but it didn't hit me the same way. Which again comes back to what I was saying earlier. It's like tea tasting is not it's funny to balance. We're not empirical instruments. Our taste buds, our noses, our mouth, our everything. It's not empirical. But I think the mistake people tend to make is to overly discredit our senses because they're not so empirical. They're still incredibly acute, especially over time. You have it, if you have the same tea over a few days, you can start and filter out those differences. Oh yeah, I had a off day that day, or this tea, or in general this tea is blah blah blah. You can dial it in. Anyway, I
have a lot of aged tea in my messy pile.
I love that chest. Okay, that little tea chest is so fun. Joseph says one of my friends has a super cool Excel sheet of all his teas.
Whoa.
That's cool.
Well, I really have deep respect for that. I would start one and just
I have several versions of those started. They never work out. They never work out. Yeah. It's not in my nature even to use like I love the app My Tea Pal, but it's just not in my nature to grab my phone, or except when we're doing an official tasting, my notebook when I'm tasting a tea. I just want to get into the tea. And I think that's okay. I think that's fine.
I really felt that. That's why I started to feel like doing, especially those supreme level, like tasting level teas. For me, is really hard to do in front of the camera. And
a lot of quiet time.
Yeah, I just want to taste it, and I don't know how to express that out.
Right.
In a lot of words, I might, just have a few words like jump out, but it's not descriptive enough. It's just quiet.
And in the end, that's not what it's about. The essence of tea is, of course, it's to like sharing and be around the table with friends, but it's to be around the table talking to your friends, not necessarily about the tea. The tea is supposed to just affect you how it affects you, affect them how it affects them. Everybody has their personal experience. This whole, we have to, because we have a website. We have tea on the website. We got to explain that. But the real essence is just to let it hit you and wash over you, however it does that.
Yeah.
Which is this
and
one.
I find it's really tricky, even when we do like a video. I mean, not live video, but just the video. When I cut it, it's also. I'm okay. It's also very hard because how we have a lot of dead time, and our video though in the end you probably see 30 minutes of tastings and stuff, and we actually did an hour or an hour or 30. I don't want the whole video to be super long, so I have to chop it, but not losing that kind of
essence.
Yes.
The essence of the experience itself. Yeah, it's tricky. Yeah, Cindy says the ability to have photos in the app is an improvement to Excel. So that is true, 100% true. And I don't think there's a limit. I think you can put a bunch per tea. And she said you take such great photos that she might like that aspect. And yes, I have to say I agree, Cindy. She has great
Thank you.
Photos. A lot of people are pretty shocked when they find out that our main food photographer is sitting to my right. Not our main. She is our exclusive food photographer. We already talked about the Excel. I'm just going back.
I haven't thought about. She hasn't.
New Year resolution. I knew we missed one. Yeah.
Resolution, but I see from my TPO app that I have a streak of
158-day tea drinking streak.
Wow.
That's really cool. I love that it does that too. That's really cool. My meditation app does that too, but it's a little different, right? Because I broke the streak recently. And it was a pretty good streak. I was like 57 days or something. But the point of it isn't to have a big number. The point of it is to, you know, I don't know what the point is, but it's not to freak out because I missed a day. You know what I mean? Like it's, or else why am I meditating? Just to have a big number? That doesn't make any sense. Which is, but tea drinking is totally different. The only reason to drink tea is to have a big number. No, just kidding. Totally kidding. That's a really great streak.
Wow.
Maybe I should shoot for 200. Oh, definitely. You're so close. You're closing in. And today is checkmarked already. Wow, that's really good. New Year's resolution, try and organize. Oh, and I think we got... Oh, Cindy also mentioned, did we catch that one that she thought she was over brewing her Oolong? That would be like a good way to improve it.
Yeah, it could be, because I notice a lot of times there are people commenting on our Sheng Pu'er brewing either in videos or stuff or pictures, sometimes post on Instagram. They feel like we brew that really light or something.
Especially Sheng Pu'er. I think people really like, she calls it soy sauce, which is not what you...
There are two levels. First is there are quality thing, which is probably less early time. So by early time, I mean like 5-10 years ago, or even 5 years ago here, I would see a lot of soy sauce Sheng Pu'er, which means it's the
liquor
fermentation process was kind of not done
not
good.
Ideal.
It's badly processed, and you end up with a really
opaque liquor, almost opaque, very cloudy, but it's hard to see because it's dark.
Yes, and it's not under a regular-ish like brewing. Not saying a fresh new tea steep for 10 minutes.
You can't avoid that. Is basically.
Yeah, there could be that, and the second one is a lot of people who doesn't really like the Sheng Pu'er is because when they try the Sheng Pu'er is those kind of a super over steeped Sheng Pu'er. Sheng Pu'er shouldn't brew out in terms of like if it's properly processed, it shouldn't brew super strong to opaque.
It shouldn't look like black coffee.
Yes, it's a deep. It's imagine overbrewed black tea color maybe. It shouldn't be dark.
Or a deep ruby brown.
Yeah, sometimes people are looking for like a super deep because it's a dark tea, because it's a hei cha, but it's not like that.
Or they just want to grow more hair on their chest or something. Like, I don't know. I would smack it down like that. We haven't done a smackdown in a while. That's our... I'm going to save that for a trivia question. Right? I can write that down in my trivia notes.
That's how you collect your trivia question.
I realized that that's what I have to do in the future is whenever I think of something pretty interesting for tea trivia, I got to take a quick note so that when it comes time to produce the tea trivia questions, I can just bam, reach into my little database and produce those little slides. So Brandon says, as someone who has had to help stage photographs for work, you are very talented. That's you. The staging is one of the first things I notice when I get your emails or check out the website. Oh, thanks, dude. Well, you can say thanks, but I agree.
Sorry,
she does a great job.
Because I'm just staging. What What exactly does that
Well,
mean?
just mean the setup with the flowers and
okay,
like
okay.
you don't just put the tea on a white thing and take a picture, like Amazon style. You know, you've got a little background, you've got a guy one and this and that.
Right.
Okay, Brandon, you're gonna love the upcoming How to Brew video. Okay, it's like boom, it's next
Even
level.
I got really excited because I did that because I think it was really pretty.
Oh,
Anyway,
yeah.
I might send you a little picture on Discord of just a
Right, Discord
screenshot.
folks get a. Oh, let's tell people about the Discord. So guys, we have a Discord channel. I think everybody here is on it, but just in case you're not, or in case you're watching in the after, like if you're watching, what do we call that? If you're watching the video later and not on the live. I'm struggling today. But anyway, we have a code there that'll work, a permanent code there that will get you on, there, on the Discord. But there's also a link down below, a permanent link that you can just click and it'll get you invited into our Discord. We got a wonderful, thanks to you guys who make that community so vibrant and great. Thank you so much, because like that's just a wonderful. I love to go in there and see what people are drinking. And
I know.
everybody's chatting
right?
to everybody. Or what a nice dish, or what a nice way to present the tea, or what a, there's an off topic, lots of cool stuff. And I agree, Brandon. I had no idea when I got into it that it was going to be so fun. I thought
I thought it was just like another social media platform.
yeah,
which
it's
I
not at all. It's really
secretly like feel more like an obligation to.
no.
but
I
this is
openly
so
despise social media. I cannot stand it. It's like but you have to go in and post
We have
pictures
so
and
many
do
social
stuff.
media over Steve
Oh, yeah.
at a certain point we're like, tea and social media doesn't go together.
So just in case you didn't catch what she said we've had so many social media oversteeps, right? So you're brewing tea, but you're doing your obligation to put up some pictures on Instagram, put up some pictures on Facebook or Twitter, whatever. And then you realize, oh crap, I oversteep my tea. So we call that, in our house, that's called a social media oversteep.
Right.
Okay, and anyway, and just the whole burden of go there, and there's generally, especially Twitter, like we keep the Twitter going, but there's not much, there's a handful of people I really like that are really like make Twitter rich and interesting and fun. I mentioned Eric Scott before, and I'll mention him again. He's one of those guys who has really...
We're his big fan.
Yeah, we're big fans. He's
it helped us, especially for me personally, just really helping me with the English... the
English science words, the chemistry
yes.
words. So he's a tea scientist who just does really cool stuff. He's got a YouTube as well you could check out. So he's one. It's just generally positive content.
I think Nicole is also...
Nicole...
She's very much in
but
Instagram.
I
follow her in Instagram.
Yeah, I don't... And I think Eric's... I don't know. I just only notice his posts on Twitter somehow. I don't know if he's on Instagram. I think he is. He must be. Everybody's on all of them. But anyway, he's the little ray of sun on our Twitter feed, which I just don't... I try not to read too much. I just go there, I post something, and I run away. No, I look for other... no, you're right. Nicole's on Twitter. Connie is on Twitter too. She's also great. But I think she mostly uses that to let you know when she has a post, which are really good. So check out all of those people. What's Connie's thing? Tea and Spoons. Okay, Connie is Tea and Spoons. Nicole is Tea for Me, Please. I'll put the links down below to our cool tea friends.
And thank you, Brandon, for your approval. I think is from more pro
appreciation, approval.
Because I think he's mentioned he's someone who has had to
yeah.
So that's kind of like a pro
he knows it's tricky. Yeah.
approval of my work. That feels pretty special. Because I just do that and feel what looks good, kind of thing.
Oh yeah, Cindy said. So Cindy says I'll try to avoid going on Discord during the lives. Don't worry, that wasn't your bad. She said she accidentally turned on the sound. So that was my bad. That was this whole. Actually, the slide still says right here, right? It says live chat. So my thought was maybe I can set up some way to live chat with you guys on YouTube so we could have a little back and forth conversation. And what I forgot was that it's very possible and even likely that a lot of people like yourself would have the just use the speakers and the microphone on your laptop, which causes unfortunately feedback. So I've kaiboed that idea. So you can go on Discord, Cindy. It's no problem if you want to pop over right now and check something out. I don't connect on my end, so nothing bad will happen. So sorry that I freaked you out about that, but that was kind of my ill-conceived idea. I do think it's a fun place to go though. And some of the guys were talking about various board game or game ideas that maybe we can do some tea and game idea on the Discord side. So there is video, there is voice chat, we can chat. I think we could have a lot of fun there. So that's something that maybe we're going to check out on the Discord side.
She'll also talk about I have a
Yes.
game going on with a friend where we send photos of 2 cups side by side, and the other has to guess which is the show and which is soy sauce.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So make sure you brew, properly. It should be easy.
That's a good game.
That is really fun.
Well, I thought I only I would call that soy sauce as a kind of a mean kind of thing. It's good to know it. Some other people also notice the darkness.
And Igor, everybody loves that. He said, "Good game, Cindy," and he said, "Put shoe in 2 cups." Oh, that's really good. Holy cow. And Cindy said something that I totally agree with. I don't use Twitter. I can't handle one more thing to check. So that's kind of the fatigue we get to, is just one more thing to check and to stay on top of. But they are good in terms of being able to communicate. But yeah, sort of.
Yeah.
But Discord isn't like that at all. It's kind of just go, you hang out, have fun. Nobody else seemed to use the Tea Music Lounge. I set up a Tea Music Lounge in there, which is cool because you can go in there and turn on music. Anybody, I think.
I should test out the bot thing. I didn't.
Yeah, I didn't put instructions. I got to put instructions somewhere so that people know how to use, what's he called? He's got a name. It's called Rhythm Bot. And he's a little bot who, if you tell him !play and then paste a playlist from YouTube Music or Spotify or whatever, he'll play that playlist or that song. And everybody will hear it though in the tea lounge, who's in the tea lounge with you. So you can have that, sip some tea, you can chat live and have a bit of background music. Very cool, very cool.
Also works on you.
Oh yeah, I'm starting to burp now. I've been tea drunk for a while though. I don't know if they can all tell.
Right, I felt that too.
I'm
just
super spinny and can't stop talking.
I like that when you can't stop talking. We have the opposite effect. I am just super quiet and not
right.
The same. If I ever drink too much alcohol and stuff, some people are talking ones, I'm just a sleeping ones. That's why I don't drink alcohol. It's because I instantly fall asleep almost.
Okay, so Cindy said she loved the music before the YouTube video. Is that on your Discord list? So it could be like anybody, if you can find it on Spotify or on YouTube Music. So I'm going to tell you the name of that song and you may want to remember it.
What?
So it's called Olive Tree, olives, those Greek things, not related to the question from earlier, just coincidence. And they're not only Greek. I think Turkish people have great olives. The whole Middle Eastern hook there has great olives. So anyway, the song's called Olive Tree.
Yeah.
And I got it on a CD that your mom gave me after our first visit to China, before Gen T, if you could imagine that. And yeah, so that CD is full of lovely songs.
It's because the first time he went to China and bought a guzhen, the
right over
stream,
there.
And we're trying to put that in our music.
It will be,
but not me. I mean him. I'm not a music guy at all.
So okay, go ahead.
That's it.
No, I've got a little version of our little theme song, right? Right after Olive Tree is the I think you're talking about Olive Tree, right? That one is Olive Tree. And then after that we have our little, the really short clip, which is just like our little intro song.
The name is You Ain't No Help.
Yeah, you ain't no help.
Something like
that. It's just open source music. Also really cool. So anyway, I've been working on that. You Ain't No Help on the guzhen, right?
Right.
Super funny. So hopefully someday we'll replace that with our own original version of that. And she said yes, Olive Tree. So yeah. So everybody, y'all want to remember that, okay? That's going to be important.
Wait, that next trivia? Oh.
Don't make it too obvious.
Oh, sorry.
So anyway, that's what the Discord's all about. It was just an experiment. It's been a great way to kind of bind us together as a community when we can't get out for tea festivals and we can't get out for seminars. I've really enjoyed that. So
Yeah.
That's what the Discord's all about. It's no longer about live chat, so I got to update that slide. So it's still, because I want to keep mentioning it, because it's been really fun. And yeah, somebody even started up a tea meme channel on Discord. So if you have funny tea memes,
cool.
I got to get Jeff, another one of my favorite tea bloggers is the Lazy Literatist, Jeff Norman. He's a fantastic writer. Like if you like witty, fun tea writing or just fun writing, like think Kurt Vonnegut, think Joseph Heller, Catch-22 kind of, yeah, style writing. That's the kind of style of writing he does. It's super, super fun. So there's the brewed leaf, looking gorgeous there. Let's go big with that. Oh wow.
Can I show you?
Yeah, that's looking pretty good. Shimmering water with big silky leaf under the surface.
It's deeper in real life because of the lighting, but I kind of want. The reason I want to show is that the silky luster leaf in the water. I don't know if.
Would this help? I don't know. I'm gonna try something live, guys. This is kind of crazy. Not really.
I wish I can get to crank the contrast down or something, the exposure down a little bit, because that's more of a. Would this be better? And this is slightly more true to the color in terms of that range, but it's very.
I can try. I don't know.
Nah.
Too much work. Not too much work. It's actually
We're
just.
afraid to break.
It's too risky, right? I might break the whole stream.
Right.
So
Anyway,
what is?
so
Oh,
that's
Brandon
the
loves
kind of
making memes. I gotta start making tea memes. Oh yeah, you definitely got to do that. That would be. That's actually a good topic for a live.
Yeah.
If we start to get enough flow of memes on the Discord, there's a lot of YouTubers who do that. They just review their.
If you have really good ones with your consent in the future, we can print that on our T-shirt, and every Discord member get a T-shirt of your meme.
So we could do a review memes. Like some of them just do whole videos. Like I'm gonna go on my Reddit or on my Discord and show memes. That would be fun. So definitely pump out some tea memes.
I think you were trying to figure out something because you always want a T-shirt with a.
Yeah, I was looking into T-shirts, but you know, that's on my huge list of stuff to do. Have some more tea. Oh, thanks. Did you hear that? Thunder in my stomach. Yeah. Whoa. Sheng Pu'er. Who finds Sheng Pu'er makes you hungry? Me. Definitely looking forward to lunch. So how's the tea going out there? If you got any tasting notes or anything, throw them in. I'm just looking for any other comments to be missed. Nope, we're pretty up to date. Oh boy. So that is a endurance.
Oh yeah.
Which is
it goes a long time. And sometimes if you have a really good tea, don't hesitate. Even like when you feel like this tea is done, you have been, or your last infusion has been 3 or 5 minutes, you think this tea is done, don't hesitate to put in water and let it steep for 20 or an hour or 2 hours, and after and sip the tea. Good teas it's still there. Like when they die down, they elegantly die down. They never. And
they're not suddenly empty.
Yes. Even when you taste that faint flavor, because it's been brewed so many times, it still has. It's not hollow in the middle. It still has supporting structure.
Well, let's show them the liquor before we pour, because it's nice and full right now. Okay. Maybe there. I'm not sure which one's more true. Is that helpful?
Seems pretty.
Oh, that's pretty sharp.
Yeah. Is it?
Anyway, they got the color. Definitely the color. Oh, it's really sharp now. Really sharp.
Yeah, and this is how many?
This is a lot. Like I'd have to go back and watch the whole video, but and that's a big pot too. I should add. That's at least I don't know. I don't want to guess the volume, but that pot is usually a tea killer. About 200, Like our shoe will be. We have a Sheng Pu'er pot, which is she calls it the ugly duckling, but you know, the ugly one. But that one will kill it just is harder on shoe because it's a big pot. So this guy's lasting like crazy and really still thick. Yeah,
that's definitely the texture. I was like a little bit bummed because I really don't know. I really don't know what to say in terms of tasting elements. Like, I can't.
Oh, tasting elements. Yeah, no, let me just...
Like, what would you pick out?
You're right.
Like, well, this is a Sheng Pu'er.
Yeah, but it's got the... It's got the barnyard straw note, but sharp straw. Does that make sense? There's a little, on the out breath, there's a little fruity floral tickle. Weird thing. I don't know. This is really hard in terms of those kind of notes. This is all about mouthfeel, throat feel, texture, and flavor. The flavor's great, but it, like you said, it's Sheng Pu'er. It's a really nice, full-bodied, not mean, not aggressive, not nasty, but also not empty, not boring Sheng Pu'er. There we go. That's my official tasting notes, guys. Read the website. I think I was more, I don't know, lively at the time, more inspired. I don't know. I certainly wasn't as tea drunk.
I found a lot of times when we do tastings is in the morning when we not only focused but how should I say, more energy to pick out, because the tea has that calming thing. The better the tea, the more calming for me. And same for you. And we cannot like do a bunch of tea tasting at the same time because we get dull. Not to mention our physical, like the mouth get dull. The kind of effect it eventually melts in terms of
right.
picking out elements thing. But it's valuable when people don't know what this tea tastes like and
right.
they have to make a decision thing.
Yep, yep.
That's why the hard job is yours, not mine.
Right, right. That's how I got in the tea biz. By the way, you're writing the descriptions. What? Maybe that's a talk I should do. Maybe that could be with a January talk.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty recent though. I just did it in Toronto, so, but lots of people didn't see that because it was Toronto. Yeah.
Nice.
The linger is still really intense too. This is not only still full-bodied, it's really
smells
forever in the mouth.
Don't burp at the tea.
I didn't. I left my mouth closed. I still have those cha-sea burp coming up. Oh boy.
Well, what are we tasting tomorrow?
Tomorrow is Zhanglang Dan Zhu. I know them all. I know them. Tomorrow is Zhanglang Dan Zhu and the 30th for tea trivia, which is going to be a bit hard. That's the 1999.
Ooh.
Okay, let that sink in, guys. On the 30th, we're drinking 1999 Sheng Pu'er, Gushu Sheng Pu'er. So that's going to be ridiculous. Okay, that's going to be, I'm a bit afraid actually. I don't know, like that's, now that I think about, we did trivia with that. I'm like, oh, because trivia is pretty intense.
Well, there's a time when people are trying to
oh, right.
Yeah, well,
people, yes. Okay, we can freak out about the tea while people think about the answer.
About the tea.
No, I'm telling you, that tea is going to be like, I might go crazy. You might have to take over for trivia. I might just be too busy like doing backflips or something. I'll try and hold it together, okay, guys? I'll try. But yeah, so and Zhanglang Dan is that's a real treat for us. I mean, of course we have it, but we don't just drink all our own tea. Then what would happen, right? We wouldn't be able to, save some for you guys. So, but that's a really, that's a black tea that's just the top of the black tea world. Authentic Jimmy. We'll talk more about that tomorrow. Super excited, but this is our holiday special. The whole point was to spoil ourselves. We want to encourage you to pull out your best stuff and spoil yourself. You earned it. You made it to the end, nearly, of 2020.
Nearly.
Keep going. Don't give up. You're almost there. Spoil yourself. It's going to help you make it all the way to the end and into a wonderful 2021.
Uplifting holiday spirit.
Uplifting holiday spirit.
Spirit.
Holiday cheer.
Yes.
Holiday everything.
For a better 2021.
And Brandon, even though you're back to work tomorrow and the next day, we will miss you, but we'll be thinking of you. And still spoil yourself in the evening or whenever you get done. Kick your feet up, put on a real nice tea, and create those memes. Nice. Okay, guys. So yes, that's right.
a great tea session.
We're signing out. So thanks for joining us, guys. Thanks for being so cool. And until next time, we'll see you tomorrow at 12:30 for those of you that'll be around. But until next time, keep steeping. Bye bye.